You all know that game for the GameCube called Super Smash Bros. Melee, right? The fighting game with all of the Nintendo characters, Mario, Fox, Kirby, Ganondorf, etc. Well, you can find all of the scripts, models, textures, and files in the game if you can access the files using a program. One script, called care.txt, contains all of the variables and movesets for the in-game characters. Each character has a txt file that refers to their models too, in a folder called care. In order to add my texture hacks, I needed to copy all of my files to my computer. While copying, I noticed there were 26 items, but I was sure there were only 25 characters. To make sure, I explored the file names. All of the normal files were there. There was Sea Falcon, Falco, Dekong. Then I came across Hhidaka. I opened the file and noticed his variable number happened to be 11912125528. I assumed they must have randomly generated the numbers. Otherwise, it'd have been between 1 to 26. His texture file was located in e/ssbm/textures/care/model-textures/Hhidaka. The contents of the folder were quite disturbing. What I saw was a PNG file of a Japanese girl dressed like a hooker. She had been stabbed and mutilated to the extreme, especially at her stomach. It was cut clean. It was called Hhidaka.png and was the main model texture. I absolutely couldn't believe my eyes. Why the hell would that be on the disc? I eventually remembered that I had bought this used from a flea market. It had no instruction booklet. It was replaced by what I thought might have been cheat codes or a walkthrough written on a sheet of printer paper. I got out the case and unfolded the cheat codes. Instead of cheats, I saw some Japanese writing. I couldn't translate it at the time, so I went back to the computer. I checked the script and saw that Hhidaka was a hidden character. To unlock him, you had to, from what I understood, knock out the purple-colored peach 4 times in a row without taking damage while playing Ganondorf. I found it odd, but I ended up doing it. After KOing Peach for the 4th time, it went to a new character screen. It showed a video of a Japanese woman who murmured things in Japanese. A knife was in her eye. Because my parents were home, I quickly turned the volume down and waited. I did not dare to look full on, but I did peek every now and then. It went on for 4 minutes until the sound of a gunshot rang out, and the woman's head jerked back. Then it cut to black. It displayed 2 things on the screen. Hiroki Hhidaka's taste for blood shall be quenched, and you have gotten the HH trophy. I looked in the trophies, but found there wasn't an actual trophy displayed. The description was still there, though. It said, "Finding this was your mistake." At this point, my GameCube restarted itself and went to the normal SSBM menu. There wasn't any music or sound, now that I think about it. But I began a match. I chose the thumbnail as Hiroki Hhidaka and pitted myself against Kirby. Corneria was the stage. Nothing happened for a moment before text popped up on the screen that said, "Finding this was your mistake." My finger immediately went for the power button. I must have pressed reset instead, as the game didn't shut off. I could hear the disc spinning rapidly, as if trying to play Crysis 2 on a laptop. The TV started displaying the same Japanese woman with the knife in her eye, but instead it was a still image. There was a caption that said, "Play as Hhidaka, and this could be you." I later found out the Japanese text on that paper that came in the game's case translated to the exact same words, and was even signed by Hhidaka. It turns out he's a Japanese serial killer who was executed on December 25th, 2006. That was the same Christmas I bought the game. Not bad. And it does show not every Easter egg is worth pursuing. And you thought the stuff Nintendo was doing with the Switch 2 was scary. So what did you think of the story? Let us know in the comments below. You can also recommend stories there as well for us to read. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Whacky Puppets TV. If you want to support us, you can always go to our sponsor, Dubby.gg, and use our coupon code TREBLOSKI10 for 10% off your order for Dubby Energy Powder for Gamers. My name is Boils, and this has been Creepy Puppet Reads Creepypasta. Check, please.